Okay, children, so today we are going to see the further question number 4 on page number 7070 of your practice work, lesson number 11, area and its boundary. Again, I repeat, this is a kind of revision what we are going to see, but then also is a part of our syllabus, so we have to go with the chapter. Okay, on page 70 of your practice work, question 4, you can see they had given question, find the area, and in a big bracket they had given a drawn box is equal to 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter. So whatever the figure you see in this graph or the squared paper is the small square is of 1 centimeter. Okay, now here following 4 figures are given with shaded blue color in it. From here, besides it, you can see they had given the box. That box you have to remember for solving this kind of questions, and these questions will be compulsorily solved in this pattern only, in the given box only, where you have to make a box. The heading will be squares covered by the shape. Second column is number of squares and area in square centimeter. Always remember your answer for area will be in square centimeter. Okay, now the 3 things you have to remember is complete squares, means completely shaded squares, fully shaded squares, half squares, partly shaded and partly white in color, and more than half means more than half a figure is shaded in colors and few part is left uncolored or it is not colored at all. I begin with question number 1. So firstly, count the fully shaded squares in the given figure. The figure is of kite. So when you will count, there are 12 fully shaded squares. Right? There are 12 fully shaded squares. Now, you can see these are the fully shaded squares. Right? Okay, so these are 12 in numbers. This is an example I had shown to you. Okay, now, so complete squares, one whole square is counted as 1. So total 12 shaded squares are there. So 12, you will write number of squares 12 and the answer also in area in square centimeter 12. Now count the half squares in the given figure. So half you will count it as, the half is what? Partly shaded and partly not shaded in color. So there are total how many? 14 half squares, right? These are the half squares what you can see here. 1, 2, this 3. These are the half squares what I show you, right? So these are the half squares what you see. They are total 14. But half means what? You have to divide it by 2. Only half squares will be divided by 2. So total 14 half squares are there, that 14 will be divided by 2. So your answer in area square centimeter will be 7 square centimeter. Okay, now in the figure, do you find more than half squares? That is any of the boxes which are colored more than half? No. So there you have to make a dash, and only the total of your last column, that is area in square centimeter, you have to add into the numbers. So 12 plus 7 makes your answer 19 square centimeter. Right? I come on to question number 2. Now here you can see a picture of a vase, or you can consider it as a pot, but again that box is given. Have to remember compulsory. This is a repeated statement of mine. Give the headings squares covered by the shape. Second column number of squares and area in square centimeter. Complete squares. Now count the complete squares. How many completely shaded squares are there? There are total 7 complete shaded squares are given. Right? So complete squares, in both the columns you will write 7. Count the half squares. Half squares are only total in number 2. So 2 will be divided by 2. So your answer is 1. And now here there are more than half squares. More than half will be clearly visible to you. 3/4 of that part of a box will be covered and 1/4 will be uncolored or covered. Okay, now there are more than half squares are total 6 in numbers. That are, I'll just go through that. One, these are the halfly shaded. These are the line which I had marked with pencil, that what you can see, right? These are the more than half shaded fractions, right? These are the boxes which are more than half. So total are 6 in numbers. More than half squares are 6. More than half squares are 6 in numbers. So 6 will remain as it is, as we count more than half as one whole square. Only half will be divided by 2. So in the last column, complete squares are 7, half squares are 1, more than half squares are 6. So 7 plus 6, 13 plus 1, 14. So 14 is your answer, 14 square centimeter. In the same way, third figure, number of full squares or complete squares are 32. You can write down in the numbers so that it will be easy for you. The full squares are 32 and half squares are 4. You can clearly visible half squares are 4. I'll just go through it. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Right? So these half squares are 4 in numbers. Now, so total complete squares, fully shaded squares are 32. Total half squares are, by counting, there are 4. So 4 again will be divided by 2. So your answer will be 2. And there are no more than half squares given in the figure. So there will be a dash. So add 32 plus 2. That means in the last column your answer is 34 square centimeter. And in the same way, the fourth figure what you see in the picture, the complete squares given are 46. 46 are given complete squares, that is shaded squares. More than half half squares are given here in picture. Half squares are 12 in numbers. I'll just go through it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the same way, another opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So half squares are 12 in number, right? So again 12 will be divided by 2. So 2 6 are 12. No more than half squares are given in the figure. So make a dash there and add the last column, that is 46 plus 6. That makes your answer 52 square centimeter. Hopefully this is clear to you, and this will be done in your practice work itself by your own, counting the figures, counting the squares as shaded, more than halfly shaded and halfly shaded in the given figure. Thank you.